Guys, anything jump off the page at you? Are you looking out for anything with the Lions? I mean, I think the first thing would be they do have two new coordinators and new ways to do some stuff. I heard the offensive coordinator, Johnny's Morton, say that he's not going to change much. And why would he change much? He's not going to do that. But I am curious to see, the chemistry between he and Jared Goff. And he's going to call the plays. And if there's one thing – I think Ben Johnson gets a lot of love for the X's and O's of it, obviously. But Goff and Johnson were so in sync with the plays, like what was being called, when they were being called. They were just on the same page. That takes time with a new coordinator, I would think.
Yeah, I think, too, you also have to we have to start giving Jared Goff more credit. I think we look at it so much of what Ben Johnson did. Ben Johnson. What will Johnny Morton do? Johnny Morton. Oh, let's not forget about a guy that's going in year 9. I think this is 9 or 10 for Goff.
I'm not sure. I think it's 9.
Chat, let me know what it is. 9 or 10 for Goff. This guy's he's been to a Super Bowl. He's been to the top of the mountain. He's been at the bottom. And then somewhere along the way, he worked with Ben Johnson, Dan Campbell to find himself again and find his game and actually even find a better version of his game. He's entering his prime. This is a guy that you got to trust, too. You got to trust the conversations that Johnny Morton and Jared Goff are going to have. What did Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes and Sheila Hamp tell us when they were looking for the replacement right after the season? We are bringing Jared Goff into the room.
Right.
This is a guy that Jared Goff also had a hand in picking because there was familiarity. So just looking at it that way from the offensive side, I think they'll be fine. I think much won't change because Jared Goff is a guy that knows his offense. This offense, he's run for the last 2 years stat. He knows this like the back of his hand. He has the same offensive line. He has the same integrity, the same wide receivers. He's got the same running backs. He knows this offense. So I think Johnny Moore will keep him in those spaces. On the defensive side,
Kelvin Shepard.
I think he's going to be better than AG. Mm-hmm. At least where AG was with the Lions, I think Kelvin Shepard has the potential. Let me not say that. He has the potential to be better because he already had that intensity. He already had that energy as a former player and then learning as on the coaching staff. We saw him in Hard Knocks. We know the story about not cutting his hair. But I watched him. Everywhere AG was, he was. Everywhere AG was having conversations. Then you start to notice Kelvin Shepard and his linebackers. I remember that energy. It's like watching AG talk to Kirby Joseph. It's like watching AG talk to insert player here. Kelvin has a bit of that. But the mentees, they tend to be in a spot where they can be better and see it in different ways. So I'm excited. I think he has the potential based on what he's seen, what he's done, and still having core guys. You got Talik Williams. That's going to be a huge new asset for him, new addition for that defensive line. I think Kelvin Shepard will be a better version of AG. Not year one. He's going to build into it, but eventually. So I'm excited for the optimism. But the Jared Goff thing, give him more credit. You'll give Johnny Morton more credit.
Well, talking about the linebackers, they let Abraham Beauplan go. They brought in Zach Cunningham, veteran, actually was with Philly back in 2020, led the NFL in tackles that year. He was with Houston and Denver last year. He comes in as a veteran present linebacker. And then you got the Alex Anzalone story. So we're going to see if Alex is going to come here and work out. Friday is basically a practice day. We're going to find out more. The media get to watch the Friday practice. So we'll see more. We'll hear more. And we'll see if Alex does show up. But I think he's an important cog here. I hate like hell to see this become a story. I don't want this Alex Anzalone thing to become a story. Pay the man. You don't have to overpay him, but you could pay him. And let's get this train moving.
What do you think the reason is for all this? I mean, the Lions have been more than fair with their players. They have been first with their players. They have anybody that's up for a contract. I mean, it's almost like you sign them before even a iota of a conversation is even to be had. What do you think this is all about when it comes to Anzalone?
Maybe they want to just be younger. Maybe they want to be younger. So he'll be there, and I think they will take care of him. He's a Dan Campbell guy, and he's a true blue lion, right? You saw what happened when he went out last year with that forearm injury. They kind of fell down. He came back for the playoff. He got ready. This guy is a warrior, and I want him in my defense.
Let's not talk about him. He's a guy that – do we have somebody on the line?
Yeah, we'll get him after the break.
Coming up next.
Just go ahead.
But no, go ahead.
I was going to say it's one of those situations where when he came here from the New Orleans Saints, he was not at all what we needed in terms of this point now. But at that point, he worked hard. We saw him. He changed our minds. He started learning the defense. Him and Aaron Glenn started working well together. Year by year, he got better. The numbers got better. And now he's a player that we respect. He's a player that we appreciate. He's a player that we love. But the Lions are looking at, like Matt said, he is an older player that is playing outside himself. You got to go younger if you want to. I had Pete Carroll when I was with the Seattle Seahawks. It was really the first time, that I understood the game from an older standpoint. They love younger players.
Yep.
I was looking at Pete. He was looking at me as a dinosaur. Maz, I legitimately was 2012, give or take. I was 30. Like, I'm 30. I'm 31. Looked at me like a dinosaur. Sidney Rice, who was 3 years younger than me, he looked at him like an injured dinosaur. And this is somebody that was 27.
Crazy, man.
So I kind of understand from that standpoint. You look at it, okay, look, it's time to move on. We can do this a little. You don't want to pay a guy for what he's done. There's other ways you can do that. Insert Alex Anzalone coming back in the front office or coming back to be a part of the Lions when it's all said and done. I believe that. Chris Spielman. Alex Anzalone.